Hello students. So today in this session I will be discussing the method of producing composite material. So already in the previous sessions it has been discussed about what is composite material, its properties, advantages and other things, and classification of composite material. So just to recall about those things, so coming to classification of composite materials, it is classified based on the matrix and based on the reinforcement. So based on the matrix, once again it is classified in different types. Based on the reinforcement, it is classified into metal matrix, then polymer matrix and ceramic matrix composites. Now here, how to manufacture this or how to produce this type of, that is composite materials. So here today I will be discussing the different methods that can be used for producing polymer matrix composites. So polymer matrix composites. So what is polymer matrix composites? So where the matrix will be of any polymer material. It is made up of any polymer material. So matrix is made up of any polymer material. So such type of composites are called as polymer matrix composites. Now coming to this production of polymer matrix composites, so two different methods are used: open mold process and closed mold process. Open mold process is the first one. Second one is closed mold process. So what is the difference between open and cold mold process? Open mold, so name itself tells the mold. So here whatever may be the method, so we should have a mold box. What is mold? Mold is nothing but a container in which molten metal will be filled. So that mold, open mold is one where the mold is open to atmosphere, whereas the second one is closed mold process, so where it is called as the mold will be closed inside. So the mold will be closed. So here we will be discussing the different types of closed mold process. So the topics that will be covered in this session is closed mold process, that is production of composite materials using closed mold process, and the different methods in each method. So with the help of a diagram, so its important parts and how composite materials are manufactured using that particular method. So coming to the closed mold process, as I just now mentioned, it is the process where the mold will be closed. So the mold will be closed. So here closed means here, so the entire mold box will be, that is closed inside a box or a closed vessel. That's why it's called as closed mold process. Now here coming to the first type, so it is called as pultrusion process. It is called as pultrusion process. So pultrusion process is one where the mold will be completely enclosed within the container. That's what it's called as the mold, that is closed mold process. Pultrusion. So extrusion is one of the manufacturing process. So just opposite to that is pultrusion. Extrusion is one where material will be filled inside a, that is container, through a small opening. Suppose this is the material will be filled here, so it will be pushed outward. So as it moves outward, depending upon the shape and size of the, that is opening, material is pushed outside. That is extrusion. We are extruding, so that's why it's called extrusion process. Now this process is called as pultrusion process. So pultrusion process way is exactly opposite, where we are pulling the material. So pushing the material and pulling the material. So pultrusion is nothing but pulling the material outside from the mold box. That's why the name is called as, it is given as pultrusion process. So coming to the setup that is required in this process is that you will be having, so this is called as a container, so which is filled with the resin bath. It is called as a resin bath. So resin is once again a soft material. So it will be a container which is filled with resin, and this is called as a guide plate. So function of this guide plate is that, so this is called as a fiber rowing. So this function of this guide plate is that, so the fibers will be in the form of thin wires. So any composite material is made up of matrix and that is reinforcement. So this fiber is nothing but the reinforcements. So reinforcements. So the fiber rowing means it will be, that is rolled over that is rover. So that's why it's called as fiber rowing. So function of this guide plate is that it should guide the movement of the fiber. So the path, it should guide the path along which it should be moved. So that is the function of this guide plate. So then you can have, these are the rollers. So these are the rollers. Once again, it supports the fiber and also guides its movement. So it should move in this direction, then turn like this and then move upward. So these are the rollers, 4 rollers. So it is at the ends, it is fixed so that it guides the movement of the fiber along the defined path, So then we have got one more part that's called performer. So performer, so the function of the performer is that, so in order to squeeze the excess resin, that is coated on the fiber. So coming out here, it will be coated with the, that is fiber, that is resin. So this is it will be coated with resin. So coming out of the resin bath, the fiber will be coated with resin. So the excess resin that is there on the fiber, so that has to be squeezed out and removed. That function is done by this performer. Next we have called one more part that is called forming and curing die. So forming and curing die. So die will be the shape of the final product, what should I get. So based on that will be the shape of the die. So this forming and die is that, so it is curing is nothing but where it will be heated, So for heating and then taking or giving the required shape, so this part that is called as forming and that is curing die is used. So then this is the pulling system, as I just now mentioned. So we are pulling out the composite material. That's why its name given as pultrusion process. So that pulling out system, so this is called as pulling out system, which pulls that is your composite material. And finally this is the cutter which cuts the required length, So these are the individual parts of this pultrusion process. Next, once we know the individual parts, so next topic is how composite material, that is polymer matrix composite material is manufactured by this process that is called as pultrusion process. Now initially, so as I told, this fiber rowing is one where on the rower, so fiber material will be rowed. So it is a continuous process. So this fiber rowing starts and it unwinds itself and passes through this guide plate. So guide plate, you can see that it is guiding the path of the movement of the fiber. So then it passes through this roller and then it through the resin bath. So here we will be having a container where it is filled with resin. So as it moves very slowly along the path, so along the fiber, the resin gets coated. So it moves here, then takes a direction like this, and then here, so here in this direction, and then this direction. So then by coming out of the resin bath, so it will be coated with resin. So the thickness may be of uneven thickness, coating can be taken place. And it may be excess of resin may be also that is coated on the that is fiber. So here you can observe, so coated, that is resin coated fiber coming out of the resin bath, and then it passes through the performer. So as it passes through the performer, so it passes in this direction, the performer squeezes the excess resin that is there on the material, that is excess resin. So if excess of resin has been coated on the that is fiber, so that excess resin is squeezed by the performer. Name is given performing, it is squeezing the excess that is resin that is coated on the fiber. So once it removes excess, that is the resin, it comes out like this, then it enters this forming and curing die. So where it will be heated. So here it will be still in it is dry state, wet state, it will be still in wet state. So as coming out of this performer, so here in this forming and curing die, it will be heated. So once it heated, it gets dried. So the material, that is fiber, along with the resin gets dried and comes out of this die. So this shape of this opening will be depend upon what should be the diameter of the composite material. So then it comes out here, and then so as it passes through this forming and curing die, so during this period of time it completely gets cured. So from wet condition it will be transferred into dry condition. So then this pulling system pulls out from the forming and curing die the composite material. So as it pulls out, it moves further. So this is the cutter which cuts to the required length. So we will be knowing what should be the length of that composite material. According to the length, so it cuts, and by this cutting, the required composite material will be, that is, manufactured or produced. So it is a continuous process, it will be continuously moving on, So required length, it goes on cutting, so that will be collected. That's how this pultrusion process works, where composite material is manufactured by this pultrusion process. Entire thing will be enclosed in a closed container. That's why it's called as a closed mold process. So once any process if you take, so it will have its own advantages, disadvantages and applications. So we cannot have any process that is 100% perfect. So coming to that point, so once we know, we have discussed different parts and the process how composite material is manufactured by this process. Then coming to the advantages. So advantages is that here high productivity cost. So cost of this productivity, that is it is productivity cost wise it will be high, but still when it's produced in larger quantity, so then that works out. Second one, process parameters are easily controllable. That is the next advantage. So what are the process parameters? So process parameters are those which define how effective the system is that, or how effective the process. So there will be certain parameters which guides that particular process. Now here process parameters can be easily controlled, means the thickness. So just to name, so here coming out of the resin bath, it will be coated, the fiber will be coated with the resin. So depend upon what is the thickness required, it is squeezed. So we can control that. So that's how it is listed as advantages. Process parameters can be easily controlled. Next one, good surface finish. So since it is by the process of movement along the path, resin gets coated over the fiber and comes out. So we can get a very good surface finish on the composite material produced by this method. Next one, precise dimensions can be achieved. As I just now mentioned, thickness. So whatever thickness required, I can squeeze so that I can arrive at that thickness, and depend upon the die opening, I can get that particular preciousness on the composite material manufactured. Then coming to the disadvantages, high investment cost. So compared with other process, so the investment, that is total investment on the process is high. So you should have a resin bath, you should have guide plate, so individual parts are there. So performer you should have a die, cutter, everything. So hence the total initial investment will be high, and that is the first disadvantage. Second one is limited to cross section profiles. So I cannot have any irregular cross section profile. So what I can achieve from this curing die is that diameter variation can be achieved. I cannot get any cross section profile which is not standard, that is shape, which is not of standard shape, it cannot be achieved. So only limitation is that with respect to diameter, I can achieve the required composite material, hence limited to cross-section profile. I cannot have any number of profiles that can be achieved. So that is disadvantages with respect to process. So what are the applications? So come to the applications, we can see out high beams, then channels, tubes, pipes. So high, that is shape, it is called high because beam will be in this shape. Beam will be in this shape. So high shaped beams. So then channel. So channel, you can observe that in windows, glass will be moving inside the channel. So that is once again one example where we can use this method. Then tubes. Then similarly pipes. So pipes of different diameter, hollow pipes can be manufactured by this method. So next, once we know the first one, then we can move to the second one, that is compression molding. So compression molding process. So compression molding process is once again the one more closed mold process that is used for producing composite material. So here, come to the part, it will be a simple setup that is used. So this is the upper mold, this is the lower mold, and this is the ejector pin. So this is the ejector pin. So mold will be having two parts. So upper one, then lower one, upper mold and lower mold. So lower mold will be having ejector pin. So ejector pin is one, that is upper mold is fixed, lower mold can be moved in and out. So upper mold is fixed. If I want to have a contact, lower mold is pushed out. So if I want to remove the finished product, so it is moved outward. So this is fixed, this is movable, this mold is movable. So that is two mold box, that is upper and lower mold, and a ejector pin. Ejector pin is used in this that is setup, a simple setup that is used. Now here coming to the method how composite material is manufactured. So you will have a charge, predefined charge will be made or taken, predefined charge will be taken. So this is the charge. So charge will contain both the reinforcement and matrix. So reinforcement and matrix both will be combined in the required proportion, and that will be placed here, Now one more thing that has to be taken care is that, so you can look at this shape of the bottom mold. Shape of the bottom mold should be the replica of the shape of the object I should get. So shape of the bottom mold should be the replica of the, that is shape of the object that has to be produced, or shape of the composite material end product should be. So here you can see this is the shape. It is like this, it has a step down, then once again a step. So on this here coming how the process is carried out, initially the lower mold will be heated to a predefined temperature. Lower mold will be heated to a predefined temperature, and then the charge. So charge here, it consists of both the matrix and the reinforcement. Both the matrix and reinforcement will be mixed in required proportion. So that will be placed inside this preheated lower mold. So this is what you can observe from this first sketch. Then the upper mold, so it is lower mold will be like this. Lower mold is moved upward. So and force or pressure will be applied on the upper mold. So force or pressure will be applied on the upper mold. So when this projected part of the upper mold, so comes and sits on this, that is charge, charge gets pressed and takes the shape of the lower mold. You can observe here in this sketch. So it is pressed. So charge, it will be heated, it will be placed on the heated bottom mold. So since it is heated, it will be soft in nature. So when we apply the required pressure from the upper mold, through the upper mold, it gets the shape of this channel. So depending upon what is the shape required. So once it is completely pressed, so we have got ejector pin. Ejector pin is moved outward direction. So as the ejector pin is moved outward direction, so we can remove the finished product. You can observe this is the finished product, that is in the shape of it is C or shape of U shape, that is component that is manufactured. So this is called as a finished part. So this is a very simple process. It is called as compression molding. So compression, so where it is compressed, where the what we call as the charge is compressed and required pressure is applied so that it can take the required shape. Now here once again we can look at what are the advantages we can have with respect to this particular process. So any intricate shapes can be manufactured. One big advantage is that any intricate shape can be manufactured. You can observe, compare with this pultrusion process. So pultrusion process, so here I can have only the circular cross section but of different diameter, but I cannot have the different complex shapes. Or intricate shape is nothing but it is a shape which is not with respect to common geometric shapes. So any intricate shapes. So what that is required is that I should have the mold, bottom mold of that particular shape. Second one, high productivity. So here high productivity because so the time taken to produce is less. Compared with pultrusion process, the time taken is less. Since time taken is less, I can produce more components in less time. I can produce more components in less time. That is one more advantage. Then come to the third one, good surface finish. So this is common both in case of pultrusion process. I can get a very good surface finish. So these are the advantages. At the same time, it has got certain disadvantages. So mold should have high degree of finish. This is very important. So mold should have high degree of finish. So advantage is that I can get any intricate shape. So first, if you want to get any intricate shape, I should have the mold of that particular shape. I should have a mold of that particular shape. So manufacturing or producing mold of that particular intricate shape is once again a very difficult task, So where precision should be taken into care. So that's why it is listed as a disadvantages, that is mold should have high degree of finish. So finishing that mold, that is once again a very important task in this particular process that is called as compression molding. Once you know the method, its advantages and disadvantages, we can look at the applications where with this method can be used. So you can look at the examples: switches, sockets, panel, body panel. So switches, if you look at the switches, so it is a very small component. So it is made up of composite material. It is not very hard, but at the same time it should be easily, that is it should operation should be easy. So that switchboards, then panels, then body panels. So such are the examples which are examples of this compression molding, where parts or components of such type are manufactured or produced. Then come to the third one. So third one is resin or resin transfer molding. So once again here this comes under the closed molding process. You can observe that. So this is the mold box that is not open to atmosphere. So third one is resin or resin transfer mold. So here it is, if you observe both the sketches, it is almost similar with few changes in the construction part of this particular resin transfer mold. It is called resin transfer mold. Here we are using the compression force. So here also we will be having this is the mold box. So this is the upper one. So these holes you can look at. These are called as heater coils. So this is the charge. So once again here the charge will be only of matrix part. So this is the mold box, you can observe. This is the mold box. So these are reinforcement. So reinforcement is nothing but the any composite material will have matrix and reinforcement. So reinforcement are filled in this, it is mold cavity. It's called as a mold cavity. This is a sprue. Sprue is nothing but the passage through which the metal flows. So sprue is nothing but the passage through which metal flows. So this is the plunger. Then these are the heater coils. Then as usual it will have it is ejector pin. Resin transfer molding. It's called as a resin transfer molding because resin is transferred into the mold box. Resin is transferred into the mold box. So here how the process is carried out is that, so we will be having, so the shape, this is the shape of the mold. Initially the shape of the mold will be finalized and reinforcement will be filled in this mold cavity. Reinforcement will be filled in this mold cavity. So then so you can see this is the bottom portion, this is the upper portion. And this is the plunger, this is not the upper mold. So here only we will be having this is the bottom mold, this is the upper mold. So this is the mold cavity. So inside which that is reinforcement. So what type of reinforcement we are using? So that will be filled. And so here the matrix material will be selected. So what matrix material is required? So that will be selected. So that will be placed in this cavity, and then the plunger is moved downward. So plunger is moved downward. So when plunger sits here and as we move downward, it should exactly sit on this surface. So this edge and this edge should touch on this surface. So we push the plunger in downward direction. So as you push here, so you can see this heater coils. Heating will be heater coils. So through the heater coils, this portion gets heated up where the charge is filled. So through this heater coil, so this portion where the charge is placed, it gets heated up and it will be converted into, that is, liquid form or molten liquid state. It will convert into liquid state or molten liquid state. So solid charge gets converted into molten state or liquid state, it starts flowing. So it starts flowing here in this direction and it starts filling in this mold cavity. So already you know that reinforcement will be filled here. Reinforcement will be filled in the mold cavity. So the matrix, it will be converted from solid to a molten state or liquid state by the heat given out by the heater coils. So it starts flowing to this sprue. As I told, sprue is the passage through which the metal flows and it starts filling this cavity. So as it starts filling the cavity, so the fiber reinforcement that is there already, the reinforcement material that is already in the mold cavity. So the matrix covers that. So once it is completely filled, so then it is removed out. So here due to the heat given out, so here the material flows into the cavity in a liquid state. So as we move the plunger out, so once again it will be getting solidified. From liquid state it will be converted into solid state. So finally this is how you get the finished part. So that's how this resin transfer molding process works. Then coming to advantages, you got a good surface finish. So this is common in almost all the process if you observe. So good surface finish can be achieved. Second one, the process can be easily automated. So what is automated is nothing but it can be made as a continuous process, whereas this pultrusion process is a continuous process. Now I can have a mechanical arrangement so that the plunger can be moved downward and upward automatically without any human interfere. So that I can have a mechanism. So then only thing is that we can have a mechanism where the matrix can be picked and placed in the cavity region. So like this we can look at or think of an automated system. So once if it is made automated, it can high production can be achieved. So when high production can be achieved, the cost of manufacturing or manufacturing cost can be reduced. Then complex structures can be manufactured. Complex structure. Once again, what should be the shape of the component? So if you prepare the cavity of that shape, I can get any complex structure. Then disadvantages, design of mold is difficult. So whenever the process is capable of manufacturing any complex shapes, so one thing is that basic thing, you should have the mold cavity of that particular shape. You should have the mold cavity of that particular shape. If you don't have the mold cavity of that particular shape, so then you cannot manufacture complex shapes. So related with this complex structure, so disadvantage is that designing of the mold cavity of that complex shape is a difficult task. Then control of flow. So here when the matrix part, so when it is heated, it starts flowing. The rate of flow we cannot control it. So rate of flow, it may be flowing at a very fast rate or a slow rate or medium rate. So that rate of flow of control is difficult. Rate of flow of control is difficult. If it is flow rate is more, it fills the cavity easily, or if it is less, it takes more time. So that affects on the quality of the composite material manufactured. That affects on the quality of the composite material manufactured. Hence, controlling the flow of the matrix is difficult in this particular method. So these are the three different methods. So we have discussed, first one is pultrusion process, then second one compression molding, and third one is resin transfer molding process.